Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to another episode of Back Post with me, Julius Ross. My name's Callum Pask, and we're coming to you live tonight from Back Post HQ. What a treat it is to be in the home of the one and only Julius Ross. And I tell you what, I'm sure there are a few ladies out there that might want the address of this place, but we'll keep it under wraps for the moment, Jules. While we look ahead to the Summer Cup final on Saturday, it's almost upon us. The Zebras and the Lions, a game that will see South Hobart not involved in a final for the first time in quite a while. How do you see it playing out, and what are your thoughts leading into the weekend, Jules?
It's a very interesting game, Callum. I think both teams are fairly evenly matched, given all the games that we've seen so far this year. Zebras, obviously, last year they were defeated 4-0 by South Hobart, and that looks like a big motivation for them to win this year. Obviously, Lions haven't been to a final in God knows when, so it's interesting for them as well to have made it this far. I think Zebras probably looking the better side after they beat South last week.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Jules. I think Zebras have reached this final in 5 of the last 6 years.
That's correct. And between 2007 and 2009, they won 3 in a row. So they've done very well. Obviously reached the final last year, but lost 4-0 against South Hobart. So they'll be going out there to erase the memories of that final. Yeah,
look, Zebras have been there before. They know the situation. Maybe a little bit more nerves for the Lions as they come into a final for the first time in perhaps a little while.
Yeah, I think the Lions will go in, obviously they're probably going as underdogs, so I don't think there's any pressure on them to get a result. I think they'll go in and just try and get a win and try and make a win, but if they don't, I don't think they'll be too disappointed to make it this far. I think they've done very well, and the way they've played and the way they've performed so far has been fantastic.
What about the ins and the outs, Jules? Have we got any?
Well, it looks like Zebras have got Paul Palmer and a big fitness cloud. He's pulled up sore after chasing Andy Brennan for South last week and did a good job on him. So I think he might be the only out for Zebras, whereas Aaron Brasendale comes back in for the Lions. Danny Cohen, who scored a hat-trick 2 weeks ago, he comes back in after work commitments last week. So both sides are fairly full strength.
Yeah, look, and Zebras will have that fast foot speed. We know how they play, short, sharp, fast. Self will be guiding the team, I would think. Welsh is in some good form up front. And of course, Brasendale, with him coming back in, is the impetus to go forward and score lots of goals. And I think we'll probably see that happen a lot this year. We've got a bit of footage of the Lions, and we might just roll that quickly. The Lions have looked fit under Rhodes. They've looked composed, and I think they're shaping up really well for the season, and I'm excited to see how they match up with Lions, with the Zebras on the weekend.
Yeah, well, this man here, as we know, has been in fantastic form. Marcello Macchioli, he scored 4 goals in one match, and he scored again on the weekend, so he's been in great form and obviously driving the Lions through the midfield. Yeah,
look, and they're strong at set pieces. Izelli's one to watch out for. You'll see him here with a header that just goes over the bar, and of course, we couldn't forget the man that pops up with goals when you need him most, and that's David Cooper. And I tell you what, he's played a big role in the Lions pre-season cup, and it'd be very interesting to see if he might get on the score sheet on the weekend, Jules.
Yeah, with himself and also Danny Cohen up front, those two are going to be very dangerous for Lions, and I think they're going to be 2 men that maybe Paul Palmer would look to man up if he does play. So I think he might actually be big out if Palmer doesn't play.
Yes, Jules, there's no doubt that David Cooper might play a big part in the outcome of Saturday's game. What about the keeping stakes? How do both teams fare?
Yeah, that could be a big factor in the game, whether the keepers can perform and prevent themselves from making errors. As we could see against Clarence, David Leamy for the Lions had struggled with a couple of crosses, and that conceded a goal against them. And against South last week, Craig Minty had a fantastic game in goal for Zebras, and I think he could be a decisive factor next week. Yeah, look,
Leamy comes out here and he just doesn't quite grapple it, and that might be something that Zebras might try to exploit coming into the final on Saturday. More importantly, Jules, who are you tipping?
I have to say Zebras, just given their form and their personnel, they've got a very strong and fit squad. Obviously, Aaron Brasendale is a massive in for them, and I think Eamon Kelly as a coach is very professional and knows that when he gets to this stage of the final, he'll want to win it.
Look, I know we're in your house and you might kick me out, but I'm going to go with the Lions. I just got a feeling that they might just step up that extra level, because it might just mean a little bit more to them, given the fact that Zebras have been in a few more finals in recent times. So it's Lions for me, Zebras for you. But we'll see what happens on Saturday. We can't wait for it. We'll see you out at the ground at KG5, and we'll look forward to what should hopefully be a cracking game. So from myself and Julius, we'll sign off, and we'll see you there on Saturday.